Special guest right now, Republican Congressman Jim Jordan of Ohio, is a member of the House Judiciary and Oversight Committees. He's also a strong supporter of Donald Trump. He supported him during the campaign. Congressman, thanks very much for joining us.
Good to be with you.
So what do you anticipate, Congressman? Mike Pompeo, a friend of yours, a fellow Republican congressman, member of the House Intelligence Committee. Yeah. How is he going to walk that delicate line? Donald Trump's been very critical of the U.S. intelligence community. He wants to lead the CIA. How is he going to be able to do that?
Well, I start from this premise. Mike Pompeo is immensely qualified for this position. Here's a guy who was West Point grad, Harvard Law School, editor of the Law Review, on the Intel Committee. I had the privilege of serving with Mike a couple years on the Benghazi Committee. Outstanding. Here's a guy who led the fight in the House against the Iran deal, this terrible deal that was made with the largest state sponsor of terrorism. So Mike Pompeo, I think, is totally qualified and the right kind of guy for this job. I think he'll do fine today in the hearings.
If he's asked by, let's say, a Democratic member of the committee or some, maybe even a Republican, to react to Donald Trump's tweet yesterday, and I'll read it to you: intelligence agencies should never have allowed this fake news to leak into the public. One last shot at me. Are we living in Nazi Germany? If he's asked to comment on that, how's he going to finesse that?
Well, I mean, I'll let Mike handle that, but what I know is, look, none of this has been proven to be accurate. Even you guys who've reported have said we don't know if this is accurate or not. What we do know is we're getting a briefing tomorrow at 9:15. The House of Representatives is getting a briefing from the intelligence community. I'm going to go to that briefing, and I'm going to listen to what they have to say, and then I can have a better sense of what actually may or may not have happened. What I do know, and I think what Congressman Pompeo knows, is Donald Trump won this election fair and square. There's no indication whatsoever that voting machines in Ohio or Michigan or Wisconsin or Pennsylvania, the key states that won it for Donald Trump, no indication that there was any tampering or stuffing of ballots. He won this election fair and square. And what we got to focus on, in my opinion, is doing what we were elected to do. And we know what those key issues are: Obamacare, securing the border, all those key things. But I think Mike Pompeo will handle himself immensely well today in the hearing.
Yeah, he's got a very good reputation in the House of Representatives. A conservative, a strong conservative, but on the intelligence community, even Adam Schiff, the ranking Democrat on that committee, has spoken very highly of him. So I assume he will go through. What if he's asked a sensitive question like we heard Rex Tillerson asked yesterday by Republican Senator Marco Rubio? Is Vladimir Putin a war criminal? How do you think he should respond to that?
I mean, again, look, I don't want to get into all the hypotheticals, what he may or may not be asked, and try to answer for Mike Pompeo. What I do know is this: I think the strategy of engaging with Russia, but also being tough. And I think back to Reagan. We conservatives like to do that. When Reagan was willing to engage and negotiate with and work with then the Soviet Union, but he was also willing to walk away like he did in Iceland when it was a ridiculous thing that they were trying to get in an agreement. So that, to me, seems to be the approach Mike Pompeo has. More importantly, I think that's the approach that President-elect Trump will have.
Congressman Jim Jordan, thanks very much for joining us.
Thank you.